Hello everybody and welcome to the inaugural episode of Talk to Talalla. This is the show where we bring the people's stories to YouTube and we just tell stories. It's all about life of the people, you know, traffic jams, paying the bills. And today I have a very special guest, a SAS, Special Air Service Commando, who saw action in Timor-Leste, East Timor. And we're just going to talk about life and how we met. And basically the biggest mistake that his then girlfriend and now wife made was introducing her, because we've been partners in crime for at least 20 years. Anyway, enjoy the show. What was that operation like for you, as a young man?
It was quite rewarding, actually. When you look at going to some of those places and you see just how poor some of the world is, underprivileged kids running around naked, parents missing, no food. This is complete torture. So it's quite tear-jerking, believe it or not, when you go into a place like that. But it's also very rewarding when you can actually help them. You know, the world thrives on tyranny, and that place was full of it. It was. So to sort that out was quite good, rewarding.
Remember when I told Tanya to get lost, and you took me to East Timor?
Yep.
And we went to meet up at Horta, wasn't it, down there? And we went to Bali.
Yeah.
We surfed, and we got on a Merpati flight.
Yeah.
And Jonathan Head.
That's right.
DVC was on board, remember?
Yeah.
And he recognised you. And I think you told him to fuck off.
I think I used those words or something along those lines, I think.
Hey, tell us about, why, everybody loves Jonathan Head,
Okay, yeah, Jonathan Head. Well, the problem with reporters or journalists, you do get your good ones, but they're also a liability and a threat, and they'll do anything for a story, and even make some things up to get the attention. So we've always had a love-hate relationship, and if anything, we don't deal with reporters. We never have, but at times when you're doing close personal protection for VIPs, you're obviously identified under the spotlight as well. So there are times you must cross those paths. Jonathan Head was involved in a few things, and he's stretching my memory now, but he was...
He endangered some of the troops at one point, wasn't it? When they wanted to get some footage or something.
Well, they all do, and I think that's the discussion we had on the aircraft, if I remember correctly. The details I really can't remember. It was a long time ago.
That night, we stayed at this amazing place, right? Ashley's
Esplanade.
The containers, shipping containers made in a hotel, and he had this open area covered, and we were having a few beers and some good food, actually.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden there were soldiers running around everywhere.
Yeah.
And Jonathan, he was there, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
And I remember this. It's a coup.
Yeah.
It's a coup.
Yeah.
And he came up to you. What do we do?
Yeah, I said, this order another beer, mate. But the Esplanade was actually quite a nice location, right on the waterfront there. And I think Ashley was doing quite good business as well. Yeah, it was quite.
What would be really good?
Yeah.
What we should do is, if you guys support us, and because money is everything, right? Money talks, bullshit walks, right? We will go back there and find Ashley.
Yeah, he's still there.
Do a story on that. What do you think at home? What do you reckon? Want to see Timor-Leste?
Well, Pete, I think Timor-Leste might have changed a fair bit since we were last there, but it'd be great to go back and revisit.
Hey, you reckon still got contacts?
Possible. Actually, geographically located, it's a great place to go into Australia as well, from transnational crime sort of thing. But now it'd be nice to visit. go back and retread some ground we've been to
I
before.
thought the USA was the greatest country in the world. You know, recent political events have shown us that they might be one of the stupidest people around. But, you know, I know that you're a Trump supporter, right? And I was right up there. And I'm still confused, by the way, right? Because, and I saw this amazing show on CNA, the Singapore channel, right?
Yeah.
And they were talking so differently about Trump than the Clown News Network, you know, with Questy and all those boys.
Yeah, yeah.
And to me, it's like, I mean, they're trying to brainwash us or something, because how can two news channels...
Unfortunately, media always have an agenda, and have for many years now that it's basically psychological warfare. They use as a weapon. It's been weaponized. If it's one news agency or is following or supporting a socialist left or a far right, then they'll toe that line.
Well, you know, you can see. I mean, to the viewers at home, right? You must see that, because I see it, and I'm not that smart. And CNN, Fox, for example, right?
Yeah.
One is definitely supporting Biden and the Democrats.
Yeah.
And the other one's definitely supporting Trump.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
But the CNN interview was interesting.
Yeah.
The fact that CNN never talked about his achievements, only his failures.
That's right.
Right.
And a lot of propaganda, a lot of lies. I mean, and one reason, it's not so much I support Trump as a person. I look at deeper to what he's actually achieving and what they're not reporting.
And I know, and I know what you, because we talked about this, you know, when he first became president. He was not a career politician, right? He wants to do things his way, which is what CNA said. And he's behaving like a businessman. And yes, he has had failures.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a nutcase sometimes, right?
Aren't we all?
Yeah, but you know, I'm not comparing him with any other leaders. But what I'm basically saying is that he's doing it his own way. A country is like a team. You got to help your leader. You can't just bash him all the time.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's a business. A country's a business, you know, and that's why a lot of countries fail, because they're run by politicians, not business people or lawyers. You know, we're tied up in red tape and, you know, instead of repealing one law before I introduce another 6, so it builds up and builds up, becomes a dictator in any state. So we're seeing that in the world. But one thing, what a lot of people like about what Trump represents is that he runs it, he's looking at it as a business. He's approaching it as a business, which a country is, you know. And politicians around the world, they're very poor at in achieving and representing the people they're supposed to look after. There's no KPIs for politicians, is there?
I think there should be.
There should be. Yeah, that's right.
And I think there should be an age limit. I mean, just in the US alone, you know, we got Biden. He's 78 or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, is he in touch with the world of 2020? You know, because and you know, at home, I want you people to think about this, right? Because I think my producer's looking at me and saying, wrap it up. But I'd like you guys at home to think this, okay? The planet Earth is a spaceship. It's the best spaceship that we have ever built, okay? It's never in the same time in space. It's got life support, it's got food, it's got entertainment, right? And I'm not smart. It was Eugene Cernan, who I had the pleasure to have a couple of hours with, who told me this. And he said, what astronaut shits in his spaceship? And that's what we do. And it's the younger people that actually realise this, like with Singapore going into electric, you know. I think we're the virus, John. Not COVID-19. Mother Earth is alive, and she owns Mother Nature, and she said we got to get rid of these things.
No, I think it's a different time now. I think what we had or raised when we were growing up were completely different requirements.
Yeah, we used to play outside in the mud.
I mean, you look at it when we were growing up. To be grounded, you're locked in the house. Now, to be grounded, you're kicked out of the house. You know what I mean? Go and play outside.
Now you can't get grounded because everybody's on Zoom and my young daughter's...
turn off the Wi-Fi. Oh, we're gone, you know. So, but different times. I mean, I think change is very important. A lot of people cannot deal with change. I think I mean, especially older people, you know, they get in their comfort zone, they're used to doing things a certain way. But I think the younger generation is our future. However, we also need the younger generation to understand tradition, but what history brought us to the point of time we're in now.
Exactly, because we repeat the same mistakes.
That's exactly right. That's right.
We have a memory.
Yeah.
Come back rhodesian.
Yeah.
Well, John, it's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Yeah.
And for those of you that have been watching, you know, I'd like to have John back again. But please send us your comments, right? We want to build this channel, right? We want to turn it into a lab, you know, a human lab of stories. Take care. We'll catch up with you.
It's been a pleasure, Pete. Thanks for having me. As always, great to see you again.
Well, I reckon I should take you out for a bit of a feed and a couple of beers.
Most definitely.